Hi everyone! For today's video, I'm showing you how I created this dreamy cotton candy makeup look. Let's get started! First, I'm just clipping my hair back so it's not in the way. Now, moving on to my primers. To prep the face, I'm using this one from Clarins. It gives off a really nice overall glow. You can't forget to prep the eyes too. I always prime my eyelids. It just makes the shadow more vibrant and lasts throughout the day. For foundation, I'm taking this light one from Laura Mercier, dotting it all over the face and applying it with a beauty blender. Next, I'm taking some concealer for the areas that need a little more coverage and using a concealer brush to blend it in. I like using dabbing motions because I find this really helps to cover the entire area without taking away too much product and helps to keep it in place. Now I'm just going to lightly set my makeup with this powder from Beauty Bakery. Going to quickly fill in my brows. I do have a full brow routine, which I will link in the info card and down below if you're interested in watching that. Moving on to the eyes, we're going to start off with this shimmery coral color from the Fenty Beauty Moroccan Spice palette. I'm applying this in a rounded sweeping motion over the eye socket. This is the transition color that's really going to help with blending later on. Now we're going to take this bright purple and apply it to the inner and outer half of the eyes. Leave some space in the middle for where you think you want the blue shadow to sit. Here I'm using the same fluffy brush from earlier to soften the edges. I like to use the same brush sometimes because it probably has some leftover color and this is going to help blend the colors together. Next, I'm going back to the Fenty palette and taking this shimmery bright blue shade. Feel free to use any blue you like. I'm applying that to the center of the eyes with a flat brush. I prefer using a flat brush here because it retains more pigment so the color comes out brighter and I have more control over where the color is going. Now switching back to the Huda Beauty palette, I'm taking this iridescent blue purple shimmer shade and applying it right over the blue and also along the edges where the blue and purple meet. This really helps to create a blended and seamless eye look. I'm using a clean brush now to soften the edges again. The colors do lose a bit of its intensity, so I'm going over the eyes with another layer of purple and blue shadow. It's so weird to say purple and blue eyeshadow in the same sentence because they usually don't go together. Okay, moving to the lower lash line, we're going to apply the purple shade all over. Next, I'm taking a brown shade and applying it to the outer half of the lower lash line. I'm also going to use a little bit in the top outer corner. I'm using two different liners now to draw a sharp winged line. I'm using the Dolly Wink brush tip to outline and then the Fenty Beauty Fly Liner, which is a felt tip to fill in the rest. Next, I'm using the shimmery orange shade to highlight the inner corner of the eyes. I'm also bringing it a bit upwards toward the eye socket so it blends in with the purple. And I'm also adding it to the inner half of the lower lash line. I think this little step adds so much to the look. Now I'm applying my favorite falsies, the Ardell Wispies, and just curling my lashes. Moving on to the rest of the face, I'm going to bronze and contour with this Fenty Beauty bronzer. So I'm contouring my nose, down the cheekbone area, and around the sides of my face as usual. I love their bronzers. The powder is amazing and it's super easy to work with in my opinion. For blush, I'm using a shimmery coral shade. It's very similar to the coral eyeshadow we used earlier, so it helps to tie the look together. I would show you the inside, but I really hit pan on this. It's one of my favorite blushes and gives off an amazing glow, which is exactly what I want for this look. For highlight, I'm using this one from Kaja Beauty and applying that down the nose bridge and above my cheekbones. And lastly, for lip color, we're going with a light pink gloss. It's almost a nude shade. This finishes off the look really well and really complements the eyes rather than take away from it. And here's the final look. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Please give it a thumbs up if you did and subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. And if you recreate the look on yourself, please tag me on Instagram. I would love to see it. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!